Thank you very much. President Merrick, members of the Board of Trustees, members of the faculty and administration, parents and friends, honored guests and graduates, thank you. The honor you bestow upon me tonight is the most cherished of all of my awards. All 7 of my Grammy Awards are for achievements in singular projects. Your award this evening is for a lifetime in the arts. Aaron Sorkin tells a story where 2 newborn babies are lying side by side in the hospital, and they fix their gaze upon each other. 90 years later, they found themselves in the same hospital, lying side by side. They look at each other, and one says to the other, "So, what'd you think?" That's what we do here. What do you think? This is about life. To paraphrase the great Frank Capra, it's been a wonderful life. I have been blessed with the most wonderful gifts life has to offer. 2 astounding daughters, Jenny and Carrie, my wife Ellie, who has been with me for 40 years and who has been my rock, a loving family, and my parents and siblings, David and Linda and Joel, and wonderful friends, some of whom are here tonight. But a successful life very rarely happens without some frightful and dangerous pitfalls. How you navigate those episodes will define you and your life. As I thought about this honor and reflected on the life that led me here, I was inspired to ask, is there anything in my story that might be useful to you very accomplished graduates as you embark upon your own journey? I have 2 principles that have guided me through life. The first is that failure is not only an option, it is essential to achieve your highest potential. And it's overcoming the fear of failure that is a cornerstone of success. The second is that art is messy. Life, after all, is messy. My first brush with overcoming failure occurred in my undergraduate years here at UConn. I had had an incredible senior year at Bristol Eastern High School in Bristol, Connecticut. I was the big man on campus. I starred in the school play, and my band opened for the Dave Clark Five. You probably don't remember the Dave Clark Five, if you even know of the Dave Clark Five. I came to UConn having tasted teenage success, only to find myself as one of 10,000 other students, many of whom were more intelligent, more talented, and probably a lot more likable. I also found my lifelong love for physics was waning and a new burgeoning love for music. By my 3rd semester, my grades had plummeted, and I was the SMOC, the smallest man on campus. I retreated to my dorm room with the unthinkable thought that I was neither the smartest nor the coolest guy in the room. While I continued to be inspired by music, my attempt to switch over to the School of Fine Arts was rejected. And so I began to entertain the thought of leaving school to pursue music full-time when I happened to take a course called Psychology 101. The professor of the course was Dr. Michael Turvey, one of the brightest, most charismatic figures I'd ever met. For some inexplicable reason, Dr. Turvey took an interest in me. Perhaps I was so messed up that I was a real challenge to him. Whatever it was, Dr. Turvey became my advisor for the rest of my time at UConn. He also became a guiding force in my life. He inspired me, as great teachers do. He reawakened the curiosity that I had lost and instilled in me a resolve. Life and its endless possibilities became exciting again. And most notably, he taught me that overcoming fear was life's way of determining your mettle. You win some, you lose some, but you never give up. It's never too late to fix your life if you don't let fear get the best of you. With his guidance and mentorship, I was able to graduate, and I immediately went off to New York City to follow my true muse, music. But the lessons of Dr. Turvey, that it's never too late, never left me. 9 years later, I would put that guidance to the test. It was 1979. 2 years earlier, I had scored a songwriter contract with Screen Gems Music, which provided me a weekly salary. Also an artist's contract with a small record label, Lifesong Records. And I got a gig as a drummer in an off-Broadway play called Godspell. While things were moving slower than I had hoped, I was doing what I loved. I had a decent apartment. Well, it was my girlfriend's apartment. I was a drummer, after all. And I made enough money to treat myself to a $1.99 steak dinner at Tad's Steakhouse every Friday night. On the week of my 31st birthday, a perfect storm of adversity hit me. Screen Gems decided not to pick up my option. Lifesong Records lost their deal with Epic, which meant shelving the album I had been working on. And my girlfriend threw me out of her apartment. It was winter in New York City, and I had no job, no home, no prospects. A quote attributed to Hunter Thompson came to mind. "The music business is a cruel and shallow money trench, a long plastic hallway where thieves and pimps run free, and good men die like dogs. There's also a negative side." Pondering the sobering thought, I questioned whether my future lay in the music business at all. Could I reinvent myself? Could I overcome the fear of one more failure after a series of cascading failures? During my time at Screen Gems, I had developed a relationship with Simon Andrews, the owner of Right Track Recording Studios, a small studio in Manhattan where I recorded my songwriter demos. In a fit of desperation, or maybe inspiration, I went to him and asked if I could work there. He agreed, offering me a role as an assistant. I hesitated. I had never worked in a studio before except as a musician, but I knew my way around the gear, and I knew my talents, and I knew what Dr. Turvey had told me years prior. Don't be afraid of failure. Don't be afraid to take life by the horns. At 31 years old, I didn't have my time to work my way up, so I boldly asked that I be hired not as an assistant, but as an engineer. Simon saw something in me as Dr. Turvey and hired me. Within 2 months, I was recording my first 4-track demos. And by the 6th month, I was a chief engineer at Right Track. For the first time in years, I felt like I had finally found my calling. Thinking back to Dr. Turvey, I realized once again how pushing through failure led to a life-affirming result. Had I been moderately more successful as a singer-songwriter, I may have never found what I was truly destined to do. Many of you have already set your course and are anxious to get started, while some others may be fearful of what lies ahead. I can only offer you this. The most destructive emotion in life is fear. It serves absolutely no purpose in today's world. It is the most exasperating emotion. Excuse me, I need a little water. Give me a moment. It's not too much more. I have to say, I'm overcome with emotion seeing you folks graduating and seeing what your life is going to be like. It's such an amazing thing to me. Thank you, teachers. Thank you, administrators, everybody, for giving them this opportunity. So back to my story. Many of you, I can only offer you this. The most destructive emotion in life is fear. It serves absolutely no purpose in today's world. The most exasperating emotion is the fear of failure. We live in a risk-aversion society. You are taught to believe you are fragile. We have safe words, safe rooms, and safety-conscious rules of behavior. But no one has ever broken through the mundane with new works, ideas, or theories by playing it safe. There is no better teacher than failure. To reach beyond your capabilities and fail only gives you more ammunition to succeed on the next attempt. Whether it was Einstein and his theory of relativity, Stravinsky's The Rite of Spring, or Picasso's Cubism, breakthroughs are the consequence of risk. You'll have plenty of time in your later years to settle down, but while you are young and responsible only for yourself, you have the freedom to dare and, yes, to fail. You will never have this opportunity again. Success is not a destination, but a goal. How high a bar you set for that goal is dependent on your risk assessment. In my mind, there is simply no downside for aiming too high. If you fail, you learn. If you succeed, you learn, and you can move on to the next goalpost. Now for the second major lesson of my life. The pursuit of perfection is quite simply not art. The art is messy. Life is messy. By its very nature, the best art is emotional expression of the highest order. Emotions are not clean or logical. They are messy, and it's emotion that informs art. In today's popular music world, we are obsessed with tuning, pruning, quantizing, and deflamming. I don't think that's a word, but I like it, deflamming. Brian Wilson once remarked that the day the music died was the introduction of the guitar tuner into the studio. Until that point, all instruments were tuned by ear, and it was glorious. But when the tuner entered, everything got smaller and less warm, because dueling harmonics that exist in very slightly out of tune instruments yield a glorious sound. It's the harmonic distortions that make a choir so emotional. Yet today, every instrument and voice is tuned, every track quantized, and every mix automated. We are increasingly relying on algorithms and relinquishing our humanity to those devices. AI-generated music is now becoming more prevalent on the major streaming platform than HU, human-generated music. HU is my idea of human-generated music. Every expression of true, imperfect emotion is slowly being stripped away. Whenever I'm asked to demonstrate this, I point to a video that can be found on YouTube. It is Judi Dench singing "Send in the Clowns" at the Royal National Theatre, 1995 production of A Little Night Music. I really suggest you look it up It's really quite remarkable. There isn't a line of Judy's that in today's world wouldn't have been tuned. But tuning any of those notes would have rendered the performance itself less moving. She is distraught and struggling, and that emotional dysfunction is so magically heard in her performance. AI and perfection may astound with its abilities, but it does not move me to tears. As artists, musicians, writers, and performers, wallow in your humanity. Glorify the mesmerizing messiness of being human. You have been the beneficiaries of one of the finest educational institutions on the planet. You are armed with an incredible wealth of knowledge and skill. Use it. Sharpen it. Do not diffuse it. Congratulations on the first day of your new journey. Carpe diem. Grab your life, your passion, your art by the throat, and never look back. We are all waiting to hear from you. Thank you.